So, you know what the fuck? His preferences are being controlled, or they're being formulated. So, hell, man, whenever I was seeing whether it was, what was her name? Megan Good.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what movie that was. Some knockoff house party movie with that boy from Immature in it. It wasn't the real house party. It was like, no. It was in like 93. That shit came out. I watched that bitch every day. Because she was so bad. I just wanted to watch her. So at that point, I already had what I thought was attractive, but it started to get Megan Goodish. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so from there,
you're 1,000% right on with that.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right on. I think you're making my point without knowing that you're making my point. Only from this regard. Megan Good, attractive to you became Megan Good, right? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Like, you already liked women that was already there.
Right.
You were already exposed to these sexual inhibitions, right?
Right.
But when you started to watch Megan Good, that became the suggestion, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Megan Good represents the suggestion that you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so the suggestion came in to formulate that preference for you.
Right.
That Megan Good is what you perceive to be attractive woman.
Right.
Your concept of it.
Right.
But before that messaging, right? That's the agenda-esque message that crept in there to formulate that perception for you.
Right.
Before, the reason why that was able to take place in the first place was because the embryo in which the suggestion got into to create that preference for you was already there, which was your desire for female and sexuality and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so it just made that message more powerful for you. It allowed that preference to be created and blossom in such a way that it wouldn't have been able to do if that embryo wasn't there, or if that fertilization, if you will, hadn't taken place already.
I got you. So now I guess what I'm saying is, since you said all that, my thing is I'm shooting the messenger. I'm shooting the people who gave me Megan Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say fuck that.
Yes.
Because that is the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have got that is the problem. That is the reason why and you know what that is? You're shooting that guy. You're shooting the messenger.
Yeah.
Right? Because it has been impressed upon you that is what you want. And you're shooting that because you're kind of saying, no, I don't want this.
Right.
I don't want that. But what I'm saying is, people aren't shooting that. People aren't shooting the guy. They're welcoming the guy into their home.
Right.
Because they have that embryo. To switch analogies over, we're not talking about sexuality no more, but we're talking about this desire to kind of be sort of consumed by this bullshit sensationalized content. That's the embryo that's there. And the messages, the Love and Hip Hops and the Basketball Wives and the Tyrese videos and the World Star Hip Hop Vines and all of that kind of stuff, those are the suggestions that are, fertilizing the embryo and is making us desire that stuff more. It was already there, but these people are giving us what we want already.
Right.
Because we're allowing the egg to be fertilized.
We talking in circles. Because I'm gonna say this, because I am susceptible when a child is born. This child is susceptible to be anything.
Yes, it's a blank slate.
It's a CD. It's a blank CD.
Yeah, it's a CDR.
And it's just
you
ready.
You can burn it. Yeah, it's ready.
It's a CDRW. You can rewrite the bitch. You know what I'm saying? And so it's that's what's going. So when I'm agreeing, man, but this thing has certain things to do. Mm-hmm. It's gonna play this. It's gonna play track one, do whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what it's programmed to do. Yeah. And so when I put this thing on, it's running a program. So the program one says sexuality. I'm talking about chakras here.
Yeah.
So when we talk about sexuality or your
those are huge. Yeah.
Your appetite, your ability to speak up for yourself, your ability to speak your heart or know your heart, and all these are strong personal attributes that get written into religious texts, but not as this CD format that I'm about to say. Mm-hmm. But if you just say that, hey, step one is sexuality, get that straight first, sir. You know what I'm saying? Track 2 ain't gonna play right if you don't play that one. So it's like, oh, all right, bet. Track 1 played. We do that every day. We wake up, track 1's playing, track 2's playing. So all these things are constantly playing. But then if there's a thing where we say go to public school, hey, I'm about to go to work. Turn the TV on or whatever. Or I'm about to be in another room. Turn the TV on. Let him watch the TV. You know, blah. Programming. So when disc 1 is receiving data, it's catching anal, it's catching gay jokes, it's catching everything. So this guy's sense of humor around sexuality is kind of gay. So then 2 it talks about, you know, security, blah blah blah, and then it pans out. So this thing gets written more or less in stone when this guy coming up. So my whole thing is, I agree, we're saying the same thing, but when it comes to 1 and it's whatever it's recording, it's what are you feeding the recording?
I see.
And so so when we're out there on TV land and stuff, like, we are getting bombarded. That's why there's sometimes where I get triggered when I see an ass. White, black, or indifferent.
I always do.
Yeah. And so, and when I'm sitting there watching, I go, oh, fuck. That did me wrong right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But a man in the bushes who sees titties on a regular, you know what I'm saying? And then they try to flash titties at him, he's going to be like, okay, because sex is something that happens with a wife that I had to be married to when I was 13. So when people are 14, 15, 16, 17, their concept of trying to be single, trying to find the next thing is diminishing to the point where when he's 30, this guy's really not thinking about sex like that because of how he was conditioned in his room. So my thing is, when certain things get suggested towards people who are open from having this suggestion bombarded to them, then at that point it catches us in a way where it threw us off. And that my whole thing, that little throw off is the prime example of the design, and because they know the mind better than us, and so they are playing on that primal side. And whenever they do play the sex up, they play it up to some extra shit. And it's never really realistic. And so they do the same thing with women and their heart, because women are more tied to their heart than men are. And so that's why they get them with them romance things. So we have to battle the romance thing, because the romance thing is tied in with the heart. So now they got women going for the heart, which is their innate place to live at, and men, which is their strongest point is the sexuality.
It's the physical,
it's the physical sexuality. So each one is getting pitted against each other, and so but it's just when people understand that you have those minds all within you, and that each one needs to be protected and, you know, cultivated on its own. So when it does get bombarded, you safe, and then your woman safe, and then at that point, y'all kids straight. So when people get thrown off gender-wise or from gender roles, then at that point they can't really, you know, all that shit goes out the window. So a father or mother got gender issues, or they both do, 9 times out of 10, this kid's gonna have gender issues, and that's all it needs to throw it off. So this is all about being thrown off. They can't really control us until they have chips in our head. So at that point, it's about throwing off, and how you throw people off with suggestions. And so that was more or less my whole thing. Is it's a life of suggestions, and it's whatever you decide to pick up. And that, you know, is a consent. You know what I'm saying?
No, we agree on the aspect of the suggestions for sure. I guess, you know, I think that, you know, there's just a baseline, you know, that is serves as sort of the genesis for the suggestions, and that's why I think that we are where we are with some of this stuff, man. I don't know. I don't really know what the end game is. We can flood the internet with logical content, but that's already happened. I don't think that that's where you will find that balance. Maybe there is no such thing as balance. Maybe we have just gotten to a point where, you know, our society is just going to continue to become more and more decadent. Or maybe it's not decadent. Maybe these are just my views on it, and what I perceive to be decadent is just the new normal. I mean, that could very well be the case, but
I mean, I fear this is the new normal.
It probably is the new normal, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but That's why you get married and have kids and get out the game.
Hey, man.
So you don't have to worry about the new normal.
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead. Keep going, bro. I gotta show you this if you want to have that conversation. And then you can judge this for yourself.
Nah, man. I mean, this stuff like the Tyrese videos and everything else, and just to tie it into the larger point of attention seeking and the culture that we have allowed to become more and more pervasive, and it's the culture that we create. A lot of this stuff just has a lot to do with what we just innately desire as people, and we just want the sensationalist stuff, and that's what we want, that's what we crave, and so they give it to us. Gay trap rap?
Yeah, listen to it.
Huh? This isn't. Hold on, stop.
No.
This isn't real.
No.
That's not real.
No, this is real. Hey, this kid made this.
All right, he just showed me a video of a kid rapping, and the name of the video is Gay Trap Rap. So apparently this kid is a gay trap rapper. And if you couldn't make out some of the lyrics, he was talking about 100 white dudes and they're all in his ass.
They're in his ass.
Well,
come on, let's go on now.
I don't want more.
No, bro. You have to hear what he's saying.
Swallowing seed? What is he like? How old is this kid?
17, 16. Yeah.
Stop. No more.
No, bro, you have to hear this. Because these suggestions. So, now we can say, because what this kid has done is what people do. Now people take whatever is a thing and they innovate it and make it more into a thing. What this young man has done is he's been exposed to homosexuality. He's been so exposed to it, even if that was a joke, that was too well written to be a joke. Like, who said that is a joke? Are you taking a joke that far?
It's not, look, man.
All right.
It's not even whether that kid is gay or not. It's about the fact that shit actually exists. Exactly. It's not about, he could be gay and he could be straight and that could be a joke. But the fact that is in existence is the problem, and that is the very suggestion that you speak of.
Now it's gotten to the point where it's become organic. Now the industry didn't do this. This young man felt compelled to do it. He wanted to tell the world about his gay stuff. And so this wasn't an industry agenda. This isn't the emasculation of men from some people in the clouds. This is organic. I rap.
That wasn't the aliens?
That wasn't the aliens. It wasn't the shapeshifters that put them up to it. So
I can't.
So my thing is that this is society now. So what do you do? And so again, it's just too many suggestions.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So they needed a thug. They needed the Waynes. They needed to bust this door down, bro. And you don't bust it in over one generation. You get them into this. And so enough of sideways raps from Wayne, where he's quasi kind of talking about it.
Yeah. It's manifested. Yeah.
Thug, same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's our secret. Fucking ass. So I said, who are you talking about? That ain't no bitch.
Bro, like, that video that video makes Young Thug sound like, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
Too Short.
Right. Nah, Too Short is explicit.
But
Nigga said, I done said.
yeah, that's what it makes it sound like though.
Like it's
Content wise,
bubble gum.
No.
Safe.
I'm not even talking about. No, that because Young Thug with all of this, you know, borderline gay, sexual ambiguity type stuff.
Right.
You know, got dresses on his album covers and all that. We're supposed to say, hey, that's cool.
Right.
But that makes what Young Thug is doing
Right.
seem like Too Short.
Oh,
in
like
that Too Short is always talking about
Right.
bitches and hoes.
Right. Like it's straight.
Yeah.
Cause
That's extreme.
no,
That's extreme.
That's extreme, bro. It was disturbing to listen to. But
I don't have words for that. I really don't.
yeah, bro, that's what's happening. And that was just today. That's not 2 years from now. So, we're
Man.
so that kid, you can't tell him. I don't, man. This is just what's happening. I mean, there is no. You leave it up to the machine, and they're gonna pump kids out like that all day.
my
That's a
God.
little Yachty product. That's an ugly God product. That's all of that shit. No, not ugly God. He low key kind of cool, but it's just that his fans. I don't know what to say about that.
You're not gonna get me to reconcile that any of that is acceptable.
Oh no, bro.
And it's like, okay, I guess you can call me what you want. That me not liking that video should not make me a homophobe. That just makes me somebody who is decent and is just not here for that kind of foolishness.
Right. And homophobia is like, by the way, that's just very irrational.
A fear tactic.
Yeah, that's not even a true statement. I don't
Yeah.
know what that means. But yeah, man. So that's what we're dealing with, bro. And that's where suggestions are going. A kid listening to that enough, who was already either borderline gay or gay already, that becomes a ride out anthem. And there's really no saving that kid now. You know what I'm saying? So gender confusion, man, all day. All day, baby. And you tell me that kid ain't gonna get a deal? Oh, are you kidding me? Those execs can't pass that kid up. He's already talking about taking 50 men up the ass.
Oh man, yeah, he is going to open up whatever record label signs him.
Yeah.
He is going to open up a whole new opportunity with the LGBT community. That's gonna be the language. That's gonna be the language. That's gonna be the spin on it.
Hey, Uzi has. He's already the person who's taking it to the next extreme as far as being as flexible and as moist as he's been in public.
Oh my God.
And so it's already, you know, that ambiguity going on. It's like, all right, well, you know he's gay. He just don't tell you he's fucking guys. But this kid said, fuck it. If y'all too scared to do it, we're gonna do it. And this is the young kids. So again, bro, whenever they bombard us with stuff, we was already in our faculties. And again, man, we grew up having to download this stuff. You know.
Yeah, the whole game has changed. The internet's changed it all. It has.
Yeah, so these kids instant access. Well, you know, instant access with this wild shit.
Yeah, man. And if you combine that with the continued degradation of the household structure,
Right.
more and more of these kids are growing up in volatile environments, if not single parent households, where you don't have a home concept
Right.
to sort of counteract the exposure to that kind of stuff. So it just makes you that much more susceptible to this kind of imagery.
Exactly.
But I don't know, that's wild. I think we need to do a whole separate video on that.
Bro, that's
Because I don't even have all my thoughts together on what I just saw.
right. Hey, it's a dynamic.
That's insane. But I guess we'll wrap this up. I guess if you have like just one or two sentences to kind of bring it home with what we originally got on with the Tyrese video, you know, I'll probably start by saying, you know, be aware of attention-seeking disorder. You know, kind of try to be wary of the attention-seeking. You know, seek logic wherever you can. It's not a problem to indulge in some of the other sensational stuff that's going on, but try to remain balanced and logical with what you're doing, man. And don't believe that this Tyrese stuff is real. It's not. It's an orchestrated act. Please believe it.
Yeah, and I would start off by piggybacking off of that. Tyrese thing was just a whole bunch of shenanigans, and he's gonna continue to hit people with garbage in the near future.
Yeah.
So look forward to some new Tyrese distractions. Or any other black celebrities, because this is a black thing.
It is.
This is not going on in any other community. They're making sure that they're giving us the right kind of people to keep us distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say look on the horizon. Who else has been kind of shaky in the public? Bow Wow, maybe.
Joe Budden.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even though Joe's a solid dude. He's unstable enough to who knows what the hell's going on.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like Joe. I don't think he's gonna go off.
Yeah, but
he already had an episode.
He did, but he's done some like this, and this just happened yesterday. But you know you know how I feel about co-signing trash. And this Black China thing, where Black China, the queen of all thoughts, trying to be a rapper. She has no rapping.
Doing what?
She's trying to rap. She has no rapping ability whatsoever. But this culture that we live in, that's just A-okay with flooding the market with all sorts of bullshit because y'all love it so much. Black China's on a song where she's singing a hook. She's got a deal. Matter of fact, she's using the money. She's using the money that she got from that Rob Kardashian debacle to fund her studio. Oh yeah, he paid her. Yeah, he paid her. Simps, beware the simps. But she's using the money that she got from the Rob Kardashian situation to fund her studio time, so that she can start her rap career. And she's got a song that's out now on the interwebs. And you've got people like Joe Budden co-signing it, and it's straight trash.
He's co-signing it?
Yeah, he co-signed it. Yeah, he said it's fire.
The guy who discombobulated Uzi.
I don't have to make this up. It's on the internet. The same guy who is on that podcast with DJ Academics and that other lady that I don't know her name, and he's like walking off the set with Migos because
they ain't hip hop.
Right. But he's co-signing Black China. Simpish behavior. It's utterly ridiculous. Watch out for that, man.
Hey, Joe, man. Fuck you for that one. He cool, man. But no, come on, bro. I know you want the pussy. You probably didn't fuck yet.
He probably did.
What, bro? Everybody done paid for it already.
That's probably why he co-signed it, because he smashed.
He probably did.
He probably smashed.
He's probably still.
Look, man, we can do a whole separate. Matter of fact.
My bad, Joe. hey, my bad. If it was some politics shit, don't even cover it, dog. That was some politics shit. Because you know you really don't like that.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I know he don't.
He doesn't, man. But look, just beware of simpish behavior.
Yeah, man.
And just, stay above the fray, man. You want to
just
plug your...
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, y'all follow the boy, man. If you haven't been doing it already, where have you been? It's the boy Dogon _SS, DOGON _SS. That's me, man. Make sure you hit that follow button, man. It's lit on my side.
It really is. And you follow me, JV Wins, JVWINS on IG. I'm on Twitter at my first and last name, Javis Ogden. Keep it logical, people, and keep your head above water. We out.
Yeah.